Have you ever catch yourself doing something and think, wait, why did I just do that? Like you get your nails done and before you even leave the salon, you already started to take pictures to post. Or you sit down at a cafe and before taking a sip, you're adjusting the angle to make sure that your matcha latte looks aesthetic. Or you are unboxing a package and for some reason, you start doing that very slow, very weird fingers movement that every influencer is doing right now. But at some point, you have to stop and ask yourself, why? Let's be honest, before Instagram, before TikTok, would we have ever done any of this? Would we have ever felt the need to document a cup of coffee? Would we have ever thought I should record myself mid-skincare routine, standing in the bathroom talking to strangers? Of course no, but right now it's quite normal. I'm not saying that we never took pictures before social media. We did. We took pictures to celebrate moments, to remember things, to remember special meals, special moments with friends and family members. But back then, we weren't stopping to think about the perfect angle, the perfect filter, the perfect caption that we're gonna write. So the second you start staging the moment instead of just capturing it, don't lie to yourself and say, oh, it's just for me. It's not. If it were just for you, you wouldn't crafting it to be seen. And that's what's so wild. We don't even question it anymore. That's why today I want to talk about things that influencers or that girl influencers have brainwashed us into thinking that are normal when in reality they're not. Starting with the first one, the shower epidemic content. I have a question for you. Why are we bringing cameras to our bathrooms? Why are we filming something as intimate as a shower as if it's a performance for the world to see? You know, 15-20 years ago, if someone told you that people would be casually recording themselves mid-shower, you would probably laugh. But today, it barely even raises an eyebrow. We've been conditioned to see it so often that we don't even have to question it anymore. And you know, it didn't start this way. At first, it was just influencers sharing a product, showing or demonstrating the texture of the product, the shampoo. Then it became a close-up of their wet hair under the shower and watching influencers scrub their bodies in high definition. But you know, here's what no one talks about. At some point, we stopped just seeing it and we started to imitate it. We told ourselves that it's harmless, it's just part of the social media culture. But let's be real. If you wouldn't invite a complete stranger watch you take a shower in real life, why does it feel so normal to broadcast it online? That's exactly the danger of normalization. The first time we see something, it feels strange. The second time, it's interesting. But by the 100th time, it's just part of the culture. And that's how we've been rewired, not by force, not by a single moment, but through constant and gradual exposure. And beyond all of that, there is a darker side that no one acknowledges. Shower videos attract the wrong types of viewers. Many influencers have found their shower clips saved and shared in disturbing places on the internet. And you know, for me, even fully clothed shower routines are still intimate. Yet, they're being watched by millions, including strangers with very bad intentions. So the moment you put a video online, it no longer belongs to you. You don't control who watches it, where it gets shared, or how it gets used. What started as an innocent self-care clip can end up in places you never intended, you never imagined. Why we started to believe that every part of our lives, even the most private moments, should be shared. Privacy isn't old-fashioned. Privacy, it's choosing to keep something for yourself, not because it's not worth sharing, but because not everything is meant to be consumed by people. And that's the thing. Once social media convinces you to perform one of the most private moments of your life to complete strangers on the internet, then what else can it convince you of? And you know, it's not just about oversharing. It's also about how we've been trained to believe in a version of beauty that doesn't even exist. Influencers started to make us feel that their beauty is effortless. They say it's just a skincare routine, water, but it's not. And that's what brings us to the second idea, which is the plastic surgery illusion. You know, there is nothing wrong with plastic surgery. As soon as I don't do it, then I don't blame other people for doing it. But the problem is pretending that you didn't have any work done while convincing millions of women that your face is just the result of a clean diet or a good skincare routine. That's exactly what influencers nowadays do. So they sculpt their faces, they tweak their bodies, they remove all their flaws, and then they turn around and sell you serums, sell you workout plans, sell you skincare routines, as if that's what gave them their look. So they post their natural makeup, natural beauty selfies, while conveniently leaving the fact that their jawline was made by a surgeon, that they had a Botox, that their stomach was flattened by a doctor and not by an ab workout. And then we believe them. We spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on skincare products hoping for results that were never made by skincare. So we do everything, facial massages, ice rolling, red therapy, anything to chase the illusion of a face that was bought but never built. And here is where it gets dangerous. When you don't know the truth, then you start to assume the problem is you. You start to think, why doesn't my skin glow like her? The answer is quite simple, because you are comparing yourself to a lie. No cream will change your bone structure. No face yoga will give you a surgically lifted eyebrow. No gym routine will give you a waist to hip ratio that was created by a surgeon, but never by an ab workout. But instead of realizing this, we do what women have been conditioned to do for many years. We start to blame ourselves. We think we're not disciplined enough, we're not dedicated enough, we're not pretty enough. And meanwhile, the influencers are selling us these insecurities. They don't even have to struggle with them anymore. They got rid of them with surgery. And you know what makes it even worse? They could just be honest with us. They could just say, hey, I got a nose job. I had a filler, I had a BBL. I did a cosmetic procedure and I feel super good about it. But they won't, because if they told you the truth, then they won't sell you the lie anymore. So instead, they let you believe that it's all natural. It's super cruel. Super cruel to set the standard for what is natural while secretly altering yourself behind the scenes. No woman should ever look in the mirror and feel less than. You are simply being lied to, and once you start to see the illusion I'm talking about in this video, you are going to stop chasing the version of beauty that doesn't even exist in reality. Now let's talk about another thing, which is the trend trap. I have never had a matcha latte in my whole life, not once. And yet when you scroll through social media, you would think that matcha is the drink of successful and put together women. But let's be real for a moment. How many of us have actually discovered matcha on our own? How many of us suddenly woke up craving green powder? Or did we just see it everywhere, so we convinced ourselves that we should like it? And you know, it's not just drinks. Look at workouts. Pilates are everywhere right now. But before Pilates, it was yoga. It was CrossFit. Every few years, the It Girl workouts changed. And suddenly, what came before is outdated. And every single time, we don't stop and ask why. We just follow. If something was truly the best, then why do we feel the need to replace it every 6 months, every season, every new year? If Pilates, matcha, or any of these new trends were actually the superior choice, why have we abandoned the last thing we swore by so quickly? So if these aren't your choices, whose are they? Because this isn't about health. It's not about finding what makes you feel good. This is about aesthetic conformity. It's about making sure you're eating the right things, drinking the right things, and working out the right way, not because it actually benefits you, but it signals that you're part of a group, that you belong. I know that sounds extreme, but think about it. If no one saw what you were drinking, would you still choose matcha? If there was no one to post your workout for, would you still choose Pilates? And if you weren't influenced by any of this, what would you actually enjoy? I don't want you to wake up years from now realizing that you spent all this time chasing someone else's vision of a perfect life instead of figuring out what actually makes you happy. So for the women and girls who are watching this video and dream of becoming influencers, let me tell you this. This can be a very lucrative job. It can be a rewarding path. But before you dive in, there is something very crucial you need to put in your head. Authenticity is everything. Being an influencer is not just about looking good or following trends blindly. It's about creating a real connection with your audience, with your people, with your tribe. People are really smart. They can sense when you're genuine. They can sense when you're lying. If you want to build a loyal community, don't just chase every brand deal for the sake of money. Always ask yourself, do I truly believe in this product? Would I use it even if I weren't being paid? And if the answer is no, then don't promote it. There is no valid reason for that. And let's also talk about transparency. If you're promoting a product that is related to beauty, wellness, fitness, then be honest. If you claim that a certain tea, a certain supplement, a skincare product is the reason for your transformation, and people have already seen your before and know the truth, then you lose your credibility. Your followers will always appreciate honesty. Instead of exaggerating, then share real experiences with people. What worked for you? What didn't? Why? Influence is a real responsibility. It's not about playing a role. It's not about selling a fantasy. It's about impact. Real impact. Honest impact. It's about whether or not people watch you and then they walk away feeling inspired or feeling less than. Choose to be someone worth looking up to. Not because you fit the mold, but because you actually broke it. And if this video resonated with you, if you've ever felt the pressure to keep up with aesthetic looks that's costing you more than your money, then you need to watch my next video. Click on it next and let's talk about the real cost of chasing an illusion. See you there and bye.